I get it. I don't want to talk to you peeps either, but please pay attention. Please! Yeah, we're gonna get geodes. And we're gonna not eat toads.
Okay, then go back and revise the dirty stuff you did to these people. Go back and revise it. So when I see, cause I'm happy, I'm just like, cause you're stilly. It bothers me. I could probably play a mean recorder too. Not a flute, but the recorders back in like 6th grade.
Listen, give me a recorder. That thing slaps. Unless someone doesn't know how to play and they're just blowing in it to make noise, then you need to go home. Have several seats. Think about your choices. Take a nap. Eat a plum.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back. It's another episode of TwoPeaches with the pod. Yeah, and it's a special show. Yeah, we're gonna get geodes. And we're gonna not eat toads.
That's right, because we're not witches. And you know, sometimes they call woes, but we don't say that word because it's family episode. And this is TwoPeaches with a pod. It's Cammy and Coco. Yeah, we're really mod. I'm not talking mod like mid-century. I'm talking like mod like where you want to be. You want to be here with Coco and Cammy. TwoPeaches in a pod, y'all. With the pod. Welcome back
to another episode.
Welcome back, you guys. It's a very, very, very special episode.
Yes, it is a very special episode. What Coco and I are trying to introduce to the pod to you guys today is pit stop. You know, you get it? Because Peaches, there are two of us in this pod.
Beautiful, guys. Dynamite.
So, I wanted to start off this special episode. These are going to be very short episodes where we just pick a topic, kind of run through it, and just share a laugh, share some feels, depending on what the topic is. So just sit back, relax, and let the pit crew do this thing in the pit stop.
I'm excited. I know you're excited, so hopefully you guys will be excited when you hear it.
I'm pumped. So Coco was like, what are we talking about in this pit stop today? And I was like, I'm going to surprise you. Mm-hmm. So the other day, and by the other day, it was a while ago, but Coco made this fabulous meal on her story. I mean, she made this decadent bacon-wrapped scallop meal, and she brought all of her peeps on the journey. Then she made this comment, and we have talked about this comment before, like offline, but I wanted to bring it to the pod today.
Okay.
She does not like to use parchment paper as a lining for her baking pans, which is really funny. I don't know, it just makes me laugh. But I wanted to talk about it. Why don't you like the parchment paper or putting food directly onto your pan?
I feel like no matter how clean I get those specific pans, because they do brown, they do blacken, whether you're making cookies or a roast or whatever, I feel like no, and I know it's clean. It's kind of like when you have that plastic bowl with spaghetti sauce and you know it's clean. The fact that I can still see particles, I'm like, no. So that's why I always prefer to line it. But fun, interesting fact, they were saying that, you know, like, this is a pivot, but it's relative. And I'm trying to keep it short because it's a new pit stop thing. And this is your topic. Okay. I'm excited.
You got this. I believe in you.
Listen. They were saying, you know how like aluminum is in your deodorant and stuff like that, and you're not supposed to have it? They were saying you also should not be cooking with aluminum. Like it's the same kind of effect. And I was like, oh shoot. Still not going to line it with parchment paper, but... So yeah, I need a barrier. I need a barrier.
Okay. It's kind of like... Now, go with me here. It's kind of like people that don't wear underwear with their gym leggings or those running shorts with the built-in underwear.
No, ma'am. It's not like that at all because we know
that's what it sounds like to me.
Oven. The vagina is a self-cleaning oven. Those pans do not self-clean. You cannot not wear underwear with these.
No, wait. Not. How many knots are in there? You cannot not
means you have to because it cancels it out. You have to wear the underwear. You have to wear the underwear.
See, that's where I agree with you.
Okay.
But there are some people that would disagree with us and say, but the running shorts have the built-in underwear. And to which I say, no. That make Regina King moment. Regina King or Regina Hall? It's Regina Hall.
Regina Hall.
Yeah.
You have to wear the underwear. I have those built-in athleisure pants and stuff, and it's like I'm always wondering, I'm like, do people really not wear the underwear? And apparently they don't. Wouldn't let it happen to me, but I guess to each his or her own. So
could not be me either, but like you said, if you like it, I love it, I guess.
If you like it, I love it, I guess. Oh my god.
So I know that you use foil, but what is it about parchment paper in particular that you don't like? Because to me, I don't mind parchment paper because it has depending on what you're cooking, it has a nice lift. Things don't burn.
I'm laughing at her. And so okay, I'll tell you right now. So one time I thought I was using parchment paper and it was
Were you using wax paper?
And everything went up in smoke, and I think ever since that moment I'm like, they're both white. This is confusing. Never again. So
I see. I see. I understand. I get that. I understand that. Well, this brings our pit stop to a close. I hope you all had a great time laughing at this first pit stop. There are more to come. There may not all be as light and funny. Sometimes we might need to just get out some feels in 5 to 10 minutes. But there's more to come. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Okay. So for our next pit stop, I want to talk about some things I've been doing to get moving, to stay healthy. I've been doing, maybe y'all caught that, maybe y'all didn't. But basically, as I reported in one of our previous episodes, hopefully you listened this season, I've had sciatica in my left leg that I've really been dealing with. That's been really painful. And I've decided, okay, let me just work through it. Let me start getting moving. Let me try to work through it, work through the pain, get beyond the pain. And when I say I've seen vast improvements just from okay, let me move, let me watch what I'm eating better. And it's just not that I feel like a brand new person, but I literally feel like a brand new person.
Good morning, got me feeling brand new, like the sun shines on me. That's what that reminded me of. It's called Brand New by Pharrell.
Oh, by Pharrell. That might have to be our third pit stop because Pharrell's a loaded topic for me. We'll get to him in a minute. Pharrell's a loaded topic for me.
Oh my gosh! Okay, continue on.
I wanted to pat myself on the back because all this week, Ollie and I have been doing 4-mile walks, and it's just been so invigorating. It's been... Ooh, I just thought about something else that I could talk about. Put a pin in that. I need to know, what am I supposed to do when I am walking and a car driving the opposite way, a truck driving the opposite way, a tractor trailer driving the opposite way is honking at me, trying to get my attention? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to run into the street and flag them down? Am I supposed to tell them to pull over? Am I supposed to say, thanks for honking at me? What are they expecting me to do? It's cat calling me with the car. That's what it is. And I'm I kid you not, no exaggeration, at least 6 times today. Honk, 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 waving. I had a guy roll his window down and ask me something, and I point to my earphones nope, I don't hear you. I hear everyone, but I don't hear you. And I'm just what are you expecting me to do in this situation?
Okay, number 1, let me stop frowning because I don't need these wrinkles setting in. Oh, Lord. Number 2, what are you supposed to do? Stop! Stop your big 18-wheeler. I hear you honking. They stop the 18-wheeler. Because, it makes all those noises, Because it's an 18-wheeler. They open their door. They hop down. Or you hop up and say, hi, can I help you?
It's just me, though. Me and Ollie. Ollie and I.
You and Ollie.
Can you put the lift down so my dog can get in while we have this conversation?
The visual in my head is so ridiculous because, what in the world? What in the world? No, it's not happening. Sorry, sir.
What are you doing? The one time I thought about getting somebody's attention with my car, it was just to play Eye of the Tiger. They were running, and I was like, I really want to motivate them. I should just play Eye of the Tiger. That's the only time I would feel like that's appropriate. But I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all? What is this supposed to do? Oh, they're honking at me. I'm doing a great job. They're honking at me.
That's so wild.
Circle back. What is the what? But yeah,
that is so wild.
What? Outside of that, I've just felt really, really, really good. I've been hydrating more. I've been drinking more water, as you love to tell us to do, the peaches.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you. I will say, I have been seeing your walks and things that you've been sharing on stories, and I'm like,
close friend stories.
Close friend stories. I'm a close friend.
You are. Sorry. I had one person reach out to me. It was like 4 miles. When did you work up to that? And I was about to be like, I put it in. But you're not there anymore. Listen, some updates were made to the close friend story.
Listen, I 100% agree with it.
You made the cut.
I'm very happy that I made the cut. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the Academy for allowing me to make the cut. I'd also like to thank everybody that doesn't eat toads. Because, like we said, we're not going to do that.
We're not witches, and we're not the witches with the beat. And that's a perfect time to stop this pit stop.
All right, we hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for more on the way.
Hey. Ooh, this is feeling fun.
Are you excited? I'm having a blast.
Okay, Jimmy Neutron.
Have you seen the Jimmy Neutron movie?
A long time ago.
There's this part where Sheen goes, I'm peeing in the shower.
Yeah. He's like,
he just cracked me up because he's just like, the parents are gone and that was what he wanted to do, pee in the shower.
Yeah, he cracks me up. Carl is funny too. Jimmy's whatever, but Sheen is my favorite. He's just so.
Sheen is one of my. He is not as recognized as Carl is because Carl, he's wheezy. He reminds me of that kid in Malcolm in the Middle that was also wheezy. There's always a wheezy sidekick somewhere. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Sheen. All right, that was a bonus pit stop.
We're not going to list that. That's how bonus it was.
Ooh! That's Patreon content.
I feel like Patreon's about to turn into we don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Patreon. No. All right. So you want to bounce back to me?
Yeah, that's cool. And then we can go to Pharrell.
Okay. All right. Now, I do have a bone to pick with people that get on elevators and they get on the elevators while they're on their phone and they don't pay attention to their surroundings. They don't push the button of the floor that they need to get on. Once they push the button and we're on the actual floor that they're on, they're not paying attention. They're not moving out of the elevator fast enough. And what really grinds my gears is people that don't push if they see somebody coming, they don't push if the elevator is not at capacity, but there's still enough people in there, they don't hold the door open for someone that's clearly struggling. Now, I will admit, if I'm the only one on the elevator and I see you from far away, I don't want to ride the elevator with you. I will close. You're not closing fast enough.
Yeah, that.
But I just hate the people. I get it. I don't want to talk to you peeps either, but please pay attention, please. I feel like that teacher on That's So Raven that would always spit. Oh, yeah. Please pay attention. Yeah. Yeah, because when I get to work, I'm already in work mode. I need to just like zoom in, zoom out, like do what I need to do. I'm trying to have the least amount of interactions as possible because I already know the interactions that are already scheduled for that day.
Mhm.
So anything that's gonna throw off my groove, you threw off the Emperor's groove. I'm sorry, but you threw off the Emperor's groove. Sorry. Anyway, that was a
Good
lot.
tangent.
Yeah, I just need for people to be aware. Pay attention to your surroundings. Stop being on your phone all the time. Like you can forego being on your phone to look at whatever random thing on TikTok for 15 seconds. Please.
I don't
That's
think
all I
people
gotta say.
can. They're so addicted and so used to not paying attention or used to not looking up or used to blah blah blah. So I don't. These are like little miniature computers. Our phones are like miniature computers, and I don't think people realize how much they are in these little mini computers every time. So
I agree.
But no, I'm not. If I see you from afar, closed doors. That's me. I'm pressing that closed door, but with my elbow. That's nothing. I hate seeing people touch all the buttons and all the things and all the doors, then touch their face or grab some food. I'm like,
it's disgusting. Oh, I mean, I've told you about people like raw dogging the sandwich bar. Like, how are you breathing with your hot breath over soup? No.
To warm it up.
I guess I'm not getting the clam chowder today.
But also, why would you get clam chowder at work?
Oh my god, clam chowder is like one of my favorite soups of all time.
At work?
Well, okay, so at work, it's different at my work because everything is made in-house.
Well, you fancy, huh?
Well, they used to be fancy, but then pandemic hit, and I mean the restaurateuring at work is like not as great as it used to be.
Budget cut,
yeah.
Probably budget cut, COVID cut.
Yeah, budget cut, supply chain issues, all the things.
Heavy on the supply chain issues.
Okay. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Elevator people, pay attention because I will slit your throat if you don't move fast enough. I get real mad. I'm so sorry.
That turn quite often, and all I can do is go, ooh.
I know. That's because everybody's been making me mad. I'm just mad. I'm mad all the time. Listen, I'm mad.
And you're allowed to be. Without the angry black woman stereotype, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh, that was perfect. All right. Okay, you guys. I want to go back to the Pharrell conversation. So,
Pharrell.
My issue with Pharrell is that okay. So right now, my issue, I guess, with Pharrell, a couple of things. We'll start with two. Two is, do you remember when he released that, he's like, oh, I put a time capsule. It's an album that's going to come out 100 years from now. So like,
100 years from now? Wait a minute.
Remember this?
All of us are vampires. We're not going to be alive when you're alive to listen to the album.
Pharrell will be alive because he is visually a vampire.
He is visually a vampire.
Pharrell will be.
Yes, he'll be like, listen to the album. Skateboard P in the house. Like, no skateboard P.
That bothered me because I'm like, it's gonna be your kids who get to enjoy this, and maybe your kids who get to enjoy this, not us, your current fans who have brought you up to
right.
Like, I mean, I get your groovy, futuristic ideas, but we're here now.
All right, listen, Vampire Pharrell. Like, that is not okay, and you know it's not okay.
You know
that's just rude.
That's that. And then, okay, so number one, the more serious thing. You know that he was a part of the Neptunes, right? And then they did some work with Khalees, right?
Okay. Yeah, so explain this whole thing to me because I've gotten bits and pieces of it, but never really sat down to read the full story of what happened.
So when Khalees was working, she was working with the Neptunes, and that's Pharrell, and I forget the other group member's name. But basically, they did instrumentals, they did writing, they did a lot of things. On her first album, she said that he didn't write anything, but because she was either under his company or under his management, he wrote his name as writing credits. So there are a lot of royalties she never got paid, and then there's and not just that album, a couple of other songs she worked on for other artists with them, but they only credited the Neptunes. They didn't put them in. So they technically owe her money. It's like if you're doing right by your artist, then you're doing right by them. So I don't like the rebrand. He's done it. Diddy has done it, and I'm not really well versed with management and A&R of this ethnicity, but since I paid attention to this one, they're the ones that are like, oh, I'm preaching love, oh, I'm preaching happiness, oh, I'm preaching do right by your artist. And I'm like, then you need to retroactively do right by your artist. And Diddy, that's the people from Making the Band, that's the people from Danny B. Kane, that's Donnie King, that's Mace, that's all these people. So to be like, oh, I'm just focusing on love, I'm just focusing on positivity. If it's anything else, then I'm not going to focus on it. And it's like, but you're over here preaching do right. Don't sign a 360 deal. Do right by your artist. Own your masters. Be independent. You're preaching all these things because now you're reformed. So I'm like, okay, then go back and revise the dirty stuff you did to these people. Go back and revise it. So when I see, cause I'm happy, I'm just like, cause you're stilly. It bothers me.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm not saying give everything you've earned, but I'm like, give her what she earned.
Give her what she earned. Give her what she's owed. Give her what she deserves. Yes.
She deserves what she's owed. So, I mean, even when the whole Beyonce situation happened, I was not happy that she removed her interpolation from it. And Khalees was like, oh, I'm happy about that. But I'm also like, I wish that wasn't the recourse.
To be honest, I don't know if I could really hear the difference. I mean, like, the song is still fire without it, to be honest.
The song is still fire without it, but I did hear like, I could hear the difference, but I'm like, it's not so drastic where I'm like, change it back. You know what I mean?
Right. So, no. Yeah.
You know, Beyonce also has those mystic powers, so I'm kind of like, is this the Mandela effect? This was always the original song.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Pharrell, Skateboard P, please give Khalees what she's owed. And side note, if anybody, Peaches, please, this is a for real request. If any of y'all know where I can buy Khalees's cookbook for not $100 because that was not the retail price of it, please let a girl know because I want Khalees's cookbook. I've been searching for it for like a year now.
Are you sure that wasn't the original retail? It wasn't one of those, not gimmicky things, but you know, like some of these artists like, I'm only going to make 100 copies of this album and they're each going to be $100 each. It wasn't one of those things? Like,
no, Khalees is like, she went to culinary school. She's like an actual chef.
I know, but I'm asking about her book. Was it not like...
No. Like, that book was like a cookbook, not like a cookbook.
Ah! Okay. All right. So, Peaches, if any of y'all can find Khalees's cookbook,
please,
less than $5, reach out to Cammy, please.
Please.
And that concludes our pit stop. Pharrell, farewell, Pharrell. Our editor is gonna have a field day with this episode. He doesn't even know that we're doing this, so he's probably gonna be like,
okay. Shout out to Lil Bro. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Love you. Okay, thank you. Bye.
What's your next pit stop?
Oh, I do want to talk. I want to go back to Beyonce for a second. And huh?
I said for a second or for 5 minutes?
Probably for 5 minutes, not for a second. Now you mentioned the Mandela effect of like, what's the original song? There have been conspiracies that because everybody's been talking about how Renaissance has been in their rotation, has them in a chokehold, like they can't stop listening to it. And a lot of people have mentioned that it doesn't feel like the same album every time. And then somebody was like, that's because it isn't the same album every time. Like I think Beyonce is just like messing with us and just changing things. And because like it's on streaming, she could just like upload a different song like anytime she wants. And I'm like, that's funny. But what if they're right? You know what I mean?
And it could be, because unless people are checking, like, and I don't know if DSPs show like the update time and updated date and stuff like that. I know they show dates and stuff, but I'm just like, if maybe it only keeps the original upload date, but then she is, because that's technically what she had to do when she took out the interpolation for Khalees. She had to update the original one that was already there, but that's That's a funny theory, and I'm not like, oh, conspiracy tin hat, that can't be real. I'm feeling like that's probable.
Right.
Like, you have already heard Act 2 and Act 3. You just don't know it.
Right. Because, like, I mean, she was able to take that milkshake interpolation out of the song. I'm waiting for the day where she, like, changes the unique part of Alien Superstar or something. Like, all of a sudden, like, I'm, like, listening to it, and then all of a sudden I don't hear unique. And I'm, like, the only one singing it. I'm like, wait! Where are my vocals? Band! Where are my vocals? Because you know how she's always talking. Well, how she used to always talk to band. Play that bass.
Yeah. Whenever she did that, it reminded me of the I was gonna say the male version of Kirk Franklin when he'd be talking to his band and he'd be like horns, horns.
Yes. Shout out to people that talk to their bands.
Bands are people too. It's not just
bands are people too. Yes, they are.
And I don't know if you remember. Do you remember when Beyonce had an all-female band? I don't remember.
Yes, I do. That was amazing. I was like, okay, gotta learn an instrument so I could be in Beyonce's band because that'll be life. Could you imagine? Could you imagine me playing the bass and be like?
Yes, I could, because I feel like you can play whatever you want to play.
That is true. Listen, Peaches, you can play whatever you want to play.
Yeah, you can. Did you used to play any instruments? We do have 2 minutes, so.
Yes, I used to play violin.
I played the viola.
And, what did I know this? And then I took a piano keyboarding class in high school. So I can still play the piano a little bit, but like not well. I want to learn how to play flute. Shout out to my friend Angelica, who's going to teach me how to play the flute one day whenever I buy a flute. So that way I can be like Lizzo Jr. and, have my own Sasha flute.
That's really funny. I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday. We were at dinner, and I was telling her I used to kill Can on my viola, and she was laughing, and I was like, I could probably play a mean recorder too. Not a flute, but the recorders back in like 6th grade.
Listen, give me a recorder. I will... That thing slaps. Unless someone doesn't know how to play and they're just blowing in it to make noise, then you need to go home. Have several seats. Think about your choices. Take a nap. Eat a plum. Do you remember when I was like, hey, do you have any plums that you could have for a snack? And you were like, goodbye, Cammy. And I was like, I was just offering a plum snack to you. Your Honor, she has no words. Court is adjourned. Thank you very much.
Transferring into the Joker here. It would be great if our editor could just like morph her face into Joker. Not telling you how to edit, but it would be cool to see.
Wow, so rude!
For pit stop 6, I had it in mind, and then I lost it. So
think about it. Run it back. While Coco is thinking, I do want to make a quick announcement of, yes, I was being serious in the last podcast episode. I will recreate the Save the Last Dance, but y'all have to get your friends to like and listen and subscribe to the podcast.
I'm gonna stand up for you Peaches and just speak on your behalf right now, because Cammy also said she would be posting stuff within the stories, and that never happened. So I have you Peaches right here. Oh,
you know what? She's right, and I will hold up my end of the bargain. I will do that, just not today.
I remember what I want to talk about: beauty items.
Ooh, yes, my favorite topic.
So let me put this concept in here. Boom. So today, well, I'm preparing for a trip, and I've been doing the facial things. I've been doing the body things. I've just been, getting it together. Really excited about this trip, and even after the trip, making it, like routine or whatever. And something that's been on my list. I've heard you in my head, but it was on my list already. It was like body spray. Body spray. And I'm like, yeah.
Yaddy, 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 yaddy. Let's get them, girls.
I'm like, I need an exfoliator. So I'm in there. Of course, first place I go is the clearance section. And they have these 2 different containers. And one is like some random brand I'm looking up. It's called Be Golden. Nothing's popping up, no reviews. Another brand, usually $20, was ringing up $4.50, and it's called Body Onyx or something like that, or no, it's called Onyx Body something. And I looked it up. Really, really good reviews and really good for resale. And so I got one, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited to exfoliate. But then I was like, how often can I exfoliate? And I was like, I need to ask Cammy, because Cammy knows. And I was like, I think it's like every other day. For the face, I know they don't recommend that you do it daily, but I'm like, for body exfoliation, I don't know how often they recommend that.
So for body exfoliation, because like the skin on your body is like thicker and like a little less sensitive than the skin on your face, it's able to tolerate more depending on the person. Like, also, I'm not a licensed dermatologist, so like take this with a grain of salt or a grain of exfoliating, whatever.
From the exfoliator.
But you could exfoliate every other day, depending on what you're using. What if it's a physical exfoliant like a scrub? Maybe like every other day. I prefer sugar to salt because sugar is less abrasive. I typically exfoliate every day with like a sponge, because like loofahs and stuff, that's also an exfoliant. And then when I want to add like an extra, hang on, I think I feel a sneeze.
Bless you. I think that's our first podcast sneeze.
Oh my gosh! Yes! Podcast sneeze. We are so silly. But let's see. So sugar would be fine. Sugar would be fine every day. Salt, I would say definitely don't use salt after you've shaved your legs. I mean, I wouldn't exfoliate after you shaved your legs, but salt especially, no. I use like one of those like long Sapo sponges, like the African bathing nets is what they're called. Like they're great.
I've heard of them.
I've
heard of them. I use a dry brush and I use a bath mitt. It's not exfoliating, but it's rich.
I love using a dry brush so much because like it helps with the circulation. Yes. And then like my skin feels good too. Like even if I'm just taking like a regular shower, like just the bare minimum, my double cleanse, bare minimum double cleanse, my double cleanse, and then I use a body oil, and I don't use a scrub, and then I follow it up with a body conditioner, and then I use my magnesium oil, and then another oil on top. I am a fan of like chemical exfoliants on the body. So like this thing, like kind of like using a toner, like but all over your body.
Someone posted, and we're almost out of time. Someone posted that glycolic toner was good for your underarms, and they actually saying it stopped smells, but they were saying it lightened up their skin and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, maybe I need to look into that. And it was The Ordinary, which I know is a very popular brand that people.
I have used The Ordinary glycolic toner on my underarms. I will say be careful with using it. I wouldn't use it like every day because the armpits are a very sensitive area. So I would, number one, start off with a very low percentage of glycolic acid. Do a test patch to make sure you're not like sensitive to it, and then work your way up to a continued use.
I'm probably not going to do that, but the lady was swearing by it. I was like, okay.
The other thing that you could do, I mean, this is still on the armpit thing, is use Pinoxyl, which is benzoyl benzoyl peroxide, I think, and that will help with underarms as well. And that's from my dermatologist.
And that concludes our pit stop. Hey!
Hey! I see what you did there, and I appreciate it. Yes.
If this is what like our watchers or listeners' first ever episode, I don't know.
They're gonna be like, "Are they on crack?"
Do you remember? Oh my goodness, there was a scene, and I guess this could possibly be a pit stop. Nostalgia. Do you remember the movie Toy Soldiers?
Oh my gosh! Wait! I remember there's this one scene where the soldiers, like, I think they got their cars and then they tried to blow up the house, and then all of a sudden the Spice Girls was playing at the end. It was just I need to rewatch that.
I would love to rewatch that. That's actually something I'm going to put on my watch list. You just reminded me. But when you said what you just said, there was a scene when I don't remember if the son was, his name was Billy. I don't remember if Billy was trying to talk. I think he was trying to tell his mom, like, the soldiers, they're alive and all this stuff is happening. And they're in the kitchen and she turns around and she's like, Billy, are you on crank? No. That has been ingrained in my mind for like life. Ever since I saw and heard that line, that's the only thing I heard. Are you on crank? And I was just like, girl. And that's why I have parents in these movies be dying, because you don't listen to your kids.
You don't listen to your kids.
Don't listen to your kids. It also gave me.
Like, that's the thing about a lot of those 90s movies. Like, the kids are always like, Mom, like, Dad's been blown up to the size of a dinosaur, or, you know, I don't know, there are blueberries coming out of my nose. And they're like, oh, honey, you just have such a wild imagination. No, listen to me. I'm trying to save your life.
Dismissive. It also, it reminded me just like different shit, like Phineas and Ferb, where they're trying to tell the parents, and it's like, no, we don't see anything, or they, deconstruct, reconstruct stuff, or Phineas and Ferb are doing all this, and I'm just like, this happens so often, where the parents are just like,
I love Phineas and Ferb.
It's a good show, right?
It's a really good show. It's so good.
It's entertaining. It's intense.
The songs are catchy. I love Perry the Platypus. He is my guy. He's Perry the Platypus. Like, he has such a great theme song. I want a theme song. It's Cammy. She's got braids.
Okay.
We'll work on it.
I want to say something crazy. I was about to say he's my most favorite animated detective, but then I was like, no. Because Batman and Darkwing Duck, let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck.
Oh, I remember this theme song, but I don't remember Darkwing Duck.
How do you not remember Darkwing Duck?
Listen, there are a lot of things from my past that I don't remember. Sometimes I don't remember 2 weeks ago.
What did I have for breakfast? Well, today I remember, but yesterday, what did I have for breakfast? I don't know.
Did I even eat breakfast yesterday? I don't know. I'm supposed to be eating breakfast. Sorry, Doc.
Make sure your eating and drinking is not eating and drinking.
Listen, I give great advice, but I don't take it.
It be like that sometimes.
That is a common theme about me.
I feel that. I too, British. I also feel like I give good sound advice, and I can be really like introspective and reflective and helping people. But then when it comes to the application for my life, I'm like, no, I'll just do it for others.
Right, exactly. I can give to others, but I cannot find the time to do that for myself, and that is not okay. That is not self-love, and I need to get better care of myself. You need to take better care of yourself, Coco. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. This is not a how dare you situation. This is just a, you know what, we recognize this, and we are aware, and we are going to strive to be better.
And that concludes.
We may not make those strides like immediately, but it is on our radar. Was I interrupting you? Okay. You're beautiful, by the way.
And that concludes Pit Stop 7. I hope you guys like this new, it's not like a new staying format, but I hope you guys love this episode and love that, like, we're getting through it. Yeah,
we just wanted to let you know that we're here, and we wanted to still put something out there for you, even when our schedules get a little bit hectic, busy, and things come up. But, like, you know, share a laugh with us, share a smile, share a Coca-Cola with someone. Remember Share a Coke?
Yeah.
And they all had Share a Coke with Rachel. My name's not Rachel. Coca-Cola Camille is a popular name in Atlanta. You can put Camille on a Coke can.
Camille on a Coke can.
On a Coke can? I would love to see it.
I've seen your name. I've seen my name. I've seen all the regular names. There are some other friends that have a little more eccentric names where it's like they have to get theirs custom. I'm like, dang, that sucks. But these are also the friends that talk about, dang, I guess we're going into Pit Stop 8. Normal versus non-normal name. Normal baby name. Okay. So how do you feel about that? So I do have these friends that are like, you're lucky because your name is common. So you'll always have a keychain with your name. You'll always have a mug with your name. You'll always have like these customary, this is common things associated with your name. Like you don't have to go out and do anything extra or get something customized. And I'm just like, part of me is like, yeah, I appreciate that. I see the novelty or the, you know, regularness in it. But also I look at the friends with the unique names and I'm like, your name is so beautiful. Or I'll hear someone introduce themselves and I'm just like, oh my God, you have a beautiful name. And they're like, oh, thanks. And I'm like, no, really? Like your name is beautiful. I feel that way about my middle name.
Listen, I know I had a moment with Coca-Cola not putting my name on a Coke can, but I would prefer to not see my name out there all the time just because it means, like, you know?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like the people that have unique names that are not as common, like, they should just embrace that. Like, it's fine. But I also just feel like it's an opportunity for many people to mispronounce names. And I just want to take this moment, like I always do, to say, take the time to pronounce people's names right, because that is a sign of respect. All right? Like, you can do it. If you can, like Tracy Clayton said, if you can pronounce Quvenzhané Wallace. No, she said, if you can pronounce Zach Galifianakis, you can pronounce Quvenzhané Wallace.
Like people pronounce what they want to pronounce or learn to pronounce what they want to pronounce. I feel like that's the thing.
I just get annoyed.
Like, I love my middle name and I feel like that can be mispronounced. But it's like only like 3 different pronunciations. I'm not looking at the camera right now. Anyways, I love my middle name and I feel like that the way that's spelled, it'll never be on a Coke can. That would definitely have to be customized, but only a select few know my middle name. I'm gonna look at the camera now. You guys, so Cammy had that's all, folks. Cammy had ample opportunity to guess my middle name. This is a game we played back and forth. And eventually I guessed hers because it's on a public forum. And maybe, did I guess it before I realized it was on a public forum? I don't remember. But basically, I know hers. And for some reason, she stopped trying to guess mine. I don't know why.
I didn't stop trying. I said, I can't think of it. Tell me why you won't tell me your middle name. Tell me why I am going insane. Tell me why you won't tell me your middle name. 'Cause I want to know your name of the middle persuasion. Sorry, this particular pit stop feels a little unhinged.
I have been the word for the beginning to the mid of this month. Unhinged. And I love when we use it because it's always used correctly. It's not an exaggeration. It's like
it's not an exaggeration. I was like, I'm starting to feel a little unhinged. Like someone hinged me back.
Get the toolkit, Larry.
Larry! We're gonna need that monkey wrench. Well, you wouldn't use a monkey wrench. You'd probably use like some sort of screwdriver.
Okay.
On the next episode of Two Peaches with a Pod, the Peaches tried using tools and learning the names of them.
I know the names of tools.
I know the names of tools too. I know hammers and screwdrivers and monkey wrench and an Allen wrench, and it sounds like I'm saying ranch instead of wrench. That's because I was saying ranch instead of wrench because I'm heated.
Okay. This isn't going to be an official pit stop, but a little bonus sideways pit stop. Are you still like bumping the Beyonce album like that? I told you like a couple of weeks back I stopped and I haven't picked it back up. Are you still religiously bumping it?
I'm not religiously bumping it as I used to, but I also have not been bumping any music recently. I think I've been playing catch up with podcasts and getting caught up with like stories and like different platforms. So I haven't really been bumping music. The only music that I've really been bumping are the songs that I make up whenever I want to cry because of the unhingedness, and it helps.
We love a good freestyle.
Well, when I say cry, it's not necessarily out of sadness. Sometimes I just get mad and I just like make up songs when I'm mad as well.
We love a good freestyle here on Two Peaches with a Pod.
I'm always freestyling. They're not good by any means. Y'all listen to pit stop number 1 because you'll see that it was not good. Cammy was not laying down the tracks at all.
I feel
she agrees. Moving on. Next. Do you remember that show Next? Have we talked about that on the pod?
I talked about it previously on.
I feel like we've talked about it, but I can't remember if it was on the pod or not.
I know I've talked about it previously on another pod, but if you want to talk about it now, we definitely can.
Okay, so we're moving on to another pit stop then?
4605.
Next was a wild show. How did they get away with putting that on air?
Reenactment real quick. Just to show
yes, a reenactment!
You have to watch this episode. Okay, so, well, dang, for this to work, you would have to get up. Or I'll be the person that's getting off the bus, but I'll also be the person who's watching, okay? So you guys, I'm going out of camera.
Okay.
So it's like, the person got off the bus, before they could say anything, next! I was like, oh!
Between Next and Room Raiders, like I would always just be so confused watching it. Like, what was happening on those shows?
We didn't know what the black light was looking for, and like all these things. I was just like, man, this room is messy, and this light is really showing a lot more mess. This must be the bacteria that we can't see in the regular fluorescent light. To get older and be like, that wasn't bacteria.
It wasn't bacteria!
How did you get on the ceiling fan?
Oh, how did you get on the ceiling fan? Like, ew! I mean, like, if I'm thinking about this from a physical standpoint, like, I somehow, like...
I can't with this trajectory that you're giving. Yeah, but the fact that it went on the ceiling fan and you didn't clean it up, and these production crew people came in and it's just going in circles, spewing all over the wall and the dresser and your Furby. It's too much. It's too much.
Like, if you're signing up to be on that show, do you buy your own black light first to like see like what's in your room and then clean up and then have production come?
That's a good question, because at this point they know like what production's going to come and do. Right. So how do you prepare? Right. Unless you just think, oh, I'll just naturally wash it, but if maybe you don't wash it that well, or maybe it's still some residue, or maybe you haven't washed your comforter in like 3 months, so it's caked in there. No matter how you clean it, no matter what wash and fold you go to. So they were going to find it regardless. Black light, yellow light, red light, green light. They were going to find it. All the lights.
All the lights. That just reminded me of the person that I'm married to. I can't think of his name at the moment. Yeah, Dad. It seriously slays me every time when you call him Dad. Mom and Dad are out tonight and they didn't take me on
I be
vacation.
upset. Like, aren't they out of town? How come I haven't gotten a photo yet? All right.
Well, today he told me, he was like, maybe if you stop like pretending to throw up, you won't actually throw up in real life. And I was like, because like whenever you say something, I'm like, bleh, bleh, bleh. He's like, maybe stop doing that and you won't throw up in real life. And I was like, number one, that doesn't cause me to throw up. Okay? Other situations cause me to throw up, star. And number two, the last time I checked, you were not an MD. And number three, stop worrying about my life. Mind your business. Just mind your business.
Dad, I do not support.
And that's all I have to say. Yes, he does. If you're listening to this episode, and I know you're going to be listening to this episode because you're probably listening to this episode free before it even hits the airwaves right now, she supports this message.
See, when we talk about parents not listening to their kids and disregarding their kids and not hearing what they have to say,
goodbye. Goodbye.
To Coco's middle name, last name, and disregarding what she had to say. Prime example: asked and answered. We love to see it.
I cannot with you. You're too much.
But we have 1 minute left for next. Yeah, show was crazy. I didn't even realize. So I watched it again, obviously later in life as an adult, and I'm like, okay, I don't remember all these dating scenes, but some of the activities they did were fun. It was like, oh, let's go to a fake concert here. Let's go bake cookies. Let's go have a picnic. Let's go learn how to like throw pasta on the wall, see if it sticks. I'm like, some of these activities look pretty fun.
That reminds me, the other day I was on Pinterest and I saw like a list of random date ideas. And one of the date ideas was get engaged. And I was like, that's not a date idea. Who wrote this list?
Hold on. I'm just double checking I heard you right. Did you say get engaged?
Get engaged. Like you and your partner go get a ring and someone proposes to somebody. Get engaged. Just get engaged.
What?
They made it sound like go make your own pizza.
Unhinged.
Unhinged.
Wow. Wild times at Ridgemont High.
Exactly.
Stop 10. Have you watched? Y'all already know the answer. Have you watched Reasonable Doubt yet?
I told you I did not watch it. Why are you putting me on blast on this podcast when you already know the answer? Why are you asking questions that you already know the answer to? Why? Don't you love me? I thought you loved me. Man, you know what? I'm cutting you out of my will.
Showing love, Mom, is accountability. And I need the Peaches to know what you did not agree to do again. And have some accountability. That's the word of the week, accountability.
Alright, Peaches, this has been fun. You know where to find us. You can find us on all the things, wherever you get your podcast, on the YouTube, on the Spotify, on the Anchor, on Apple, on Google, on Amazon. Like, yeah, we're on all the places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to end it with a freestyle, maybe? Do you want to try?
I kind of want to freestyle a ballad, if you don't mind.
Okay.
May I bless the pod with a song?
Okay.
Dun 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 dun. There were nights when Coco was so rude that I had to not catch that much of an attitude on our blessed podcast. She is looking at me so shocked but I cannot be mad at that beautiful face forever. She's making many faces and she knows she's not right. She knows that if she looks into the light, she's so beautiful. There were nights where I was like, oh my god, that Coco, she is so cute! Baby, 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 when you eat chicken wings and wrap your bacon around stoves, you know Cammy's gonna just ask for the recipe. You know that you got great attitude. You can stretch your stuff on your 4-mile runway.
I love that we're referencing so much of the podcast. Do y'all remember the word of the day? Unhinged. Asked and answered. Asked and answered. You didn't even need an example. We've given you examples throughout this whole episode. Unhinged. As Cammy said, you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Anchor. You can find us on Spotify. You can watch us on Spotify and YouTube. The last episode got a lot of views, so I really want to give a shout out to the Peaches and to whomever shared the episode. It's not as much as our first couple of episodes, but it for that time frame when we released it, I was like, oh wow, look at these numbers. So I just really want to say thank you to the people who supported us, click the link, ask questions.
Yes.
This has been phenomenal.
Thank you so much. We appreciate and love you all.
I don't feel like any freestyle I had in mind would compare to
you can also just cut that out and do it.
Absolutely not. We absolutely have to keep it.
I hope you all enjoyed that Muppet version of whatever that was.
On Sesame Street. The word of the day: unhinged.
Unhinged. Today's pit stops are brought to you by the word unhinged. The number 2. Wink.
Wait.
But
it's only number 1 because only one of us was unhinged on this episode.
I can't even fault you because it's true. It's true. Listen, that was my energy drink for the day. So I got things to do and people to see, flights to catch, and armpits to glycolic acid.
All the words that I have no more. So, Peaches, have a wonderful day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. Bye.
Bye.
Still do